guys remember these? Cougars, right? Okay, and the right way to wear them, you know, flopping
laces,
over like
yes.
that, right?
That's how all the college students wore them.
Yes, well, they're back in a big way, in a very fashion-forward way. Yeah. So first established back in 1948. Now they're introducing a very modern, fashion-forward
This was
boot.
hot 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
And you know that they sold about 8 million of these to Canadian men and women. 8 million. And they, you can walk along the little area backstage, and all the guys said, oh, I have a pair of those.
Of
I
course.
still have a pair of those.
Yeah.
So they really were something, except that Cougar decided that it was time to become fashion, because so many boots really require that now, and yet because they're a Canadian company, they really cater to Canadians. Right. We have a very peculiar winter. Sometimes it's slushy, sometimes it's bitterly cold. Yeah. What you want to do, and what was so important about this boot, was that it had an amazing tread. Yeah. And you really couldn't slip, and they were waterproof. Right. So today, they've taken that same principle, and they've used it again with a really good tread. You can't fall with that. Right. And then waterproofing, because all of this fabric, of course, is quilted and waterproof. And then the inside of it is fleece. It's a fleece lining. So they're basically pulling it all together into one boot. Because it's impossible to find. It's really hard to find that. Absolutely. Well, they've got their quintessential rain boot. Yeah. And we love the knitted cuff. Okay. But again, it's fleece lined. So if it's a slushy, filthy day, this is still fun, and it's in a beautiful purple color. The riding boot, to me, is the quintessential boot this season. And we know that these are huge. We see people wearing them all the time, whether it's a rainy day or a dry day. But most of them are rubber lined, and they're really hard to put on. This is a fleece lined boot. If you can see that, Jordy, can you see that quite well? Yeah. That's got a great shape to it. It really looks great with a skirt, and if you've got leggings, you can put them in. But again, you're going to stay warm and dry. What skirt am I wearing this with? With a pencil skirt. With a full skirt. Yeah, a tartan skirt. Oh, it's going to be so
I guess I'm old school. All right, where are the skirts?
One, but this is again the quintessential shape, and that's the motorcycle boot done in the rubber with the felt. And look at the tread on that. Like that's not serious. That's really brilliant.
Yeah, you're going to be okay in the slush and the snow.
This is a great little Paddock boot. I like it for me for gardening because you can easily slip it on. Yeah. But always the fleece lining. This is perfect for now because if you're out there raking your leaves, this is the kind of stuff you want. And I love this. It was sort of like a little pseudo spat boot, and then it has this little cuff, like a little knitted cuff. Very cute. There is that great sole again. Yeah. Very, very nicely lined, but almost like a fireman's boot. And then, of course, a hiking boot. And I thought this was very good. A really, really good hiking boot. And warm. And warm with a plaid fleece lining, waterproof, and again, a good tread on it. So that you're not going to slip, because that's the most important thing. We have the slipperiest sidewalks. I love the tartan. I love this as well. In that one, I think that new sort of Wellington is fabulous. Right. With the cuff over it in the wool. But every single one of these boots, including this one, which has got a little bit of a wedge, and the suede, and then the nylon with the faux fur, it has all the stuff that you want. Right. But it's always about the lining inside and the fact that it's waterproof. Waterproof is so important. There's nothing worse than walking around all day with wet socks. Terrible. That's a bad day. Terrible. So guess what? We are going to be drawing for a bunch of these boots after the show. Yes, you can go home with them. It's fantastic. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more Fashion Friday. Stay with us.